Well, hello to you. There are two of my beautiful snakes, Jack in the lower section and Lacey in the upper section. And some of you I know will remember Jack, some of you will not know of Lacey. But this is my backstory, and this is how I became interested in snakes and pretty much how they came into my life. So it's these guys, Jack and Lacey. Look at Lacey. Wow. And my boy Jack. These two were abandoned, and I have told this story before. Left in a tub with a water bowl. Lifted the lid. Here was Jack and here was Lacey. I wish I'd been doing YouTube when they came into my life, but I wasn't. I had to learn really fast what these guys needed and how I was going to care for them. The basic care, the basic things I learned quite fast. The rest, well, I think they pretty much taught me how and what and when. But one thing I realised with these two was they always wanted to come out, and they were happy to come out. So that is really how I actually became interested in having snakes in my life. It's because of Jack and Lacey. So these are some older videos, the ones of them, the youngest at this particular point with Jack. He was in that enclosure which Lily is in now, and it was half and half. I had a divider between it. Lacey was on one side and Jack was on this side. So you can imagine they were much smaller at that particular point. To fit in a 1600 long, cut it in half, so it was 800 long, and I had two coastal carpet pythons living in them. So now you can see me, just for a little minute, just so you know that I am here. And yeah, the video just goes on to show you Lacey, a clip of me handling her. Now they were about 6 years of age by this stage, and they were about 1 when I got them from memory. So on to Lacey. So this, is specifically my female girl, and she was just so easygoing, just like Jack, really. I can say, to be perfectly honest, they were both cruisy, they were both gentle, and I'm so glad because I was able to understand them. I was able to get to know them. I was able to see what they wanted, and like I said, the basic care was easy. The heating, what substrate, and or that they're semi-arboreal and all of that. But with Jack and Lacey, I saw more than that when it came to their care. I knew they needed more, and would thrive with more. That was my plan. But unfortunately, plans don't always work out at all. Now Lacey had 10 beautiful babies to Jack. She maternally incubated. I was so excited and nervous, but it all worked out really well. But I didn't keep any of the babies. I wasn't sure. Well, I knew I was going to have snakes, but how many? I thought just the 2. So here's Jack, and this is Jack older. This is Jack around the 9 years of age, and this is when I started to know something was wrong with Jack. He had become more lethargic. At this stage he had vomited up, and I mean vomited, not regurg, vomited up a meal, and I was really, really concerned about him. I always called him my gentleman, because that's what he was, a real gentleman. He was gorgeous. So these are really videos of him while he was okay. Not good, but okay. And of course outside. Outside was one of Jack's favourite things to do. Didn't like to ever go too far away from me, but yeah, he would go a certain distance, and then he would like turn around and look at me and go, whoops, Mum's too far away, and he would come on back. That is what I knew about Jack, that he was my cuddler. He was my just such a smart snake. And you can see a little bit of shed on his back. He'd had a difficult shed at that particular point, which also told me something's wrong, because Jack had never in his life had a terrible shed. So everything was starting to feel wrong for me with Jack. I was afraid to give him another meal in case he threw it up again. And if you've ever seen a snake throw up, it is not nice, and it's not nice. The snake panics, and that was terrible to go through. But he looked a big, healthy boy, and yet inside there were tumours, and that's what was going on with Jack. And so even though surgery, it didn't really make, well, it gave me hope. I didn't want to lose him, and I wanted to do everything to have him in my life for the next, 10 years. But instead, I only had 9. Well, yeah, roughly 9 instead. And I guess that's a long time. But it's not, because they live much longer than 9 years of age. And I often wonder what Jack would be like now. You can see Mia there. Mia was always hanging around Jack, Lacey and Lily are the 3 snakes that she loves to see. And this is Lacey, and this was at a point where I knew she was ill, even though I was told she had a blockage and we pretty much cleared it out. But I got a feeling it wasn't just a blockage. Something more was going on. But I just kept thinking, okay, the blockage is gone and she's just going to get better. Though Lacey had developed a lump on the top of her head, well, above her eye. And not that it was getting any bigger or anything, but it didn't go away either. It was there and it was noticeable. So in the end, it came down to that she also had tumours. Well, a tumour, but it was in her brain. And she slowly lost the ability to move herself properly. She didn't know what to do with her head, or she wanted to get up and move, but she was just incoherent behaviour. So I knew that it was time to say goodbye to Lacey. Now Lacey died a couple of years before Jack. And of course I never thought I would lose Jack, or 2 of them like that, but I did. And this was just a day where, even though I knew Lacey was not well, this was normal for her. This was something that we did. I don't know what I'm doing, bouncing all over the place there, lifting things, but yeah, beautiful Lacey. Jack and Lacey were a great pair in terms of being so social and easygoing, and I miss them. I miss them both because they are the ones that got me so wrapped into having snakes, and I just wanted to have more, and I do have more. I have 10. I never thought I'd waver from carpet pythons, and I did. And I now have Antaresia, and I have my rough scale, who was definitely on my list to have in my life, I must say. But I'm forever thankful to Jack and Lacey coming into my life. The person that abandoned them, I want to thank them as well, because I got them. And even though when I went to get them out of the tub, I was so scared, really scared that they were going to bite me, but they didn't. Neither of them. I think they were just so glad to get out of that tub and into a nice warm, clean enclosure. So that's how I came to have snakes in my life. Totally out of the blue, totally unexpected. And here I am today. Like I said, with 10. Because yes, I got hooked. And yeah, I could say it's an addiction, I guess. But 10's my limit. So thank you to you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing some older footage of Jack and Lacey, who were much loved and continue to be much missed. Take care. I'll talk to you again real soon. Ciao.